Scripted, we're here with another video, and this is an interesting sort of little tidbit into the Starfighter movie. Maybe? I mean, unless they just kind of went out of their way to do something that is sort of pointless. But first of all, I just wanted to really quickly touch on what Shawn Levy said. One of the things that these Star Wars directors do a lot is while they're working on a film or before the film comes out, they'll draw comparisons to the OT. They do it all the time. Or the media will do it for them. You remember with The Last Jedi, it was, it's like Empire Strikes Back. And it's like, not really. Maybe in some very minor ways, but pretty much the story is nothing like The Empire Strikes Back. But that's what they do, and so of course he was asked about this, and so Shawn Levy says, "Let me tell you something, people. I've not said this out loud because everyone's like, which Star Wars movie is Starfighter the most like? Which is the most inspired by? And if I'm being honest, I know the cool answer would be Empire, which a lot of them will say. And sort of the inarguable answer would be A New Hope, but it's kind of Jedi. So we're already starting this whole thing. And I wish Shawn would have just said, guys, let the fans decide. Let the fans decide what this reminds them of. If you're saying inspired by, that's one thing. But if you're saying most like, right? So there's inspired by, and then there's most like. This is okay. This is good. Talk about this. Don't lump this in. Because when you start saying it's like something, and then we watch it, and we're like, no, it's not. It's totally crappy and doesn't even feel like that at all. It just makes you look dumb. So the best thing to do is to say, it's inspired by this. Don't say it's kinda Jedi. Don't say it's like that. Don't. And I'm not saying he's a bad guy or that it's going to be a bad movie per se. We don't know. But it's just ill-advised. It's just too much mouth running and different things. And, the showrunners of these shows ran their mouths all the time. Let people decide what your thing is, right? You're selling something to people, to the public. Let them decide. Don't decide for them, because then they're going to be like, what was he talking about? So that brings us to the main thing with this video, and that is, I was on Twitter, Star Wars Meg posted this, and then I went and looked for the original post, which was by this person, the Mutantera on Instagram. And I guess in October in Brazil, they had this, Disney thing. I don't know what it's called. Official, she says, today, October 28th, Disney used a fan poster for Avengers Secret Wars in an official presentation of the studio's upfront held at Alliance Parque in Sao Paulo. The poster in question features characters such as Halle Berry, Storm, and the Beyonder, and Miles Morales. The film hits theaters 2027. Now, this is the issue. So if you look on the left side, there's the Starfighter poster. And some people are suggesting that this means the Millennium Falcon is in Starfighter, which would lend credence to the rumor that Ryan Gosling's character is bringing the kid to Rey to be trained, right? That's the big rumor. And that would make sense because she and Chewie basically have the Falcon. I guess that would mean Chewie's in it. And that would make those rumors kind of true if this poster is legit. If this poster is legit, I think that pretty much establishes that, yes, Rey's in this movie. Because this is her ship now, basically. She was in the driver's seat. Chewie was in the, second in commands in The Last Jedi. So it stands to reason that if this is a legit poster, that the rumors are, at least to some degree, true, that they will be in this movie. Is it possible that it's just Chewie? Of course it is. It's possible that it's just Chewie. But I don't think they would do... I think they would put Rey in it, So, but here's the thing, though, and this is where some people kind of missed this. When you go to this original tweet, this is a fan poster that this person's talking about. This person's obviously super into, X-Men and Marvel and stuff, right? The Mutant Era. And that's a fan poster. So does that mean the rest of these are fan posters? Well, no, I don't think The Incredibles one's a fan poster. Frozen 3's not a fan poster. The Simpsons is not a fan poster. These are all legit posters. We've seen these before. So is the Star Wars Starfighter one a fan-made poster? Like the Avengers one? And if so, why would they put it in there? Why would they put a fan-made poster? Now, I'm not sitting here claiming that Disney's the most organized company in the world and that they would know every single detail about what their Brazilian contingents are doing at their presentations exactly or whatever. They might have just said, hey, have all the future projects for 2027 represented, and then they reserve the right to pick what posters they want to use. We don't know all the ins and outs and details. And again, I don't claim that Disney's super duper organized to where they know exactly what they're putting out. I don't know that for sure from like the head office down necessarily. But if this is not a fan poster, this is confirmation that this is tied into the sequels. And I know Shawn Levy's sort of tried to kind of, with verbiage and the way he's describing it, kind of distance it a little bit and doesn't want to say. He was asked about whether or not Chewie and Rey are in this, and he said, whether the Millennium Falcon's in it, and he said, I'm not going to get into that or whatever. I'm not going to discuss that. So, are the rumors true? Okay, so when the rumors first came out, obviously you're like kind of like a 50-50, right? You start at the beginning, you say, okay, it could be, could not be. With this, and with Shawn Levy avoiding the question, even though he said it's a standalone, that doesn't necessarily mean there's not tie-ins, right? It's a little bit of a gray area. And with this poster, I'm saying, I've said from the beginning Rey was going to show up in this movie at the end as a test thing to see how audiences would react before they invest any more money in Rey. So for me, I think it's going to be in it. But just for the average person who's not like a conspiracy theorist like me or whatever, if it was 50-50 before you heard Shawn Levy's comments and before this poster, is it now like a 60-40, 70-30? Let me know in the comment section what you think. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. It always helps the channel. Feel free to check anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.